mere acquaintance and developed into a friendship, my friendship with Martha. She had lung cancer, was diagnosed with this, and she made the option, rather than going through continual treatment, to let nature take its course after one treatment. So due to that result, she ended up in hospice. And so while the time in hospice, I visited her a lot. Many times I would go to see her while she lay there, and she knew that she was dying, and she had such fear and such anxiety going through knowing that she was facing death. I know one time she said, she didn't see the angel. Another time she said that, will you walk with me to the angel? And of course that inside of me, ooh, you know, I didn't like that idea. I wasn't ready to walk with her to see the angel. And so, but anyhow, during that course of the time, I talked with her as naturally as you would visiting somebody. You know, there's a spiritual aspect to look at. I found a Bible there, and so I read some scripture to her. It was a different kind of a Bible, a little hard to figure out. And I sang to her and prayed while I was there. Many times I would visit, and the family would be there also. But the anxiety and the fear that she had just mounted, and she was not finding a rest during this time. And so I thought, well, something that I could share with her, a gift that I could share with her that, you know, I think sometimes we're born with some gifts and we develop some gifts and skills. And so I took a CD that I had made of music, and so she would listen to this music with her headphones while she was in hospice there. And I really think this brought some peace, a sense of rest to her. And during that time, eventually she shared with me that she was ready for them to medicate her where she would be, you know, where not an awareness. And so I went to the staff, and so they medicated her. When I came back the next time, I never did get to hold a conversation with her after that. But I really felt that she had found the peace that she needed that time to go on in her journey. The gift that the family gave to me was that they asked me to do the funeral, and that was such an honor to me to do that funeral for my friend and for them. But you know what, in sharing our gifts and our talents and our skills with others, we can make society as well as ourselves a better place. We can help someone to feel like they're valued for who they are. We can experience within ourselves empathy within us for someone during a time of loss or stress or a job loss or a time of failure in their life, a critical time. We can help them during that time. And also during that time we can explore who the real inner us is inside. You know, where's that compassion? We can tap into that compassionate side of us. We can become caring, sincere, but deep inside each one of us, I think there's emotions yet to discover. And it's during times like this and helping somebody else that we discover something more about ourselves. Now, we've talked about how sharing our gifts with others helps them and it helps us. But let's look at some ways that where I'll share with you some places where I've volunteered in service to where that it would give you some insight of some ideas to be thinking of how maybe I might use a gift that I have with somebody. The Red Cross, they're here in Dayton. And I have volunteered maybe a number of years at the Red Cross doing first aid and CPR. I didn't do a lot for them, but a little. And then there's a hospital. It's a wonderful way to serve people. I work at the hospital as a volunteer once a week, every week. Once a day, every week. On Wednesday morning, I go in and I work for spiritual care. And you go in there and you're just a presence there for people who may need somebody to talk to. And you don't have to know a lot of counseling. You don't have to have any answers. Just be there and listen to them talk. You might give them some information that the hospital has. And then there's people out there that are hurting. There's people out there that you have something that could help them and give them a better life. And then you have your local community. We have crisis pregnancy. I did do some volunteering in Middletown and young girls that are coming in pregnant and they don't know what to do. And you're there to give them information. You're there to give them a baby bed. You're there to help them any way that you can. Then you have a nursing home where there's elderly people there. You have grandmothers here that how they would love for maybe just to pick up the phone and give them a call. Hi, Grandma, how are you you know, we get so busy in our lives, all of us can, and we can forget the good things in life of people out there that need us and our gifts and our skills and our talents. And then we have, you know, maybe your local church or a local church where you can get involved in youth ministry and children's ministry, which I presently do that at my church. But there's so many ways that we can share our gifts, our skills, and our talents with others, and also, as we do this, discover more about ourselves. And I would like just to hear what you have to share at this time, maybe some ways that within you that you have ever shared a gift, a skill, a talent with somebody. Anybody has something they would like to share? Yes.
Hey, I think it was just last week, where I was going up to my grandpa's. We were helping me and my siblings. We were helping him out because his wife died last year in April. But he's been having some tough times actually getting the yard, keeping the upkeep in the house. So we went over there to help him out. And, he brought up this instrument. It's similar to a guitar or a bass. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but he asked me to try and play for him because he had bought it for his wife, I believe, in '87. He asked me to try and play it because she only tried to play it 2 or 3 times. And it's one of the only things that he has left to what it reminds of her.
Thank you for sharing. Yes.
I just know hospice is a tough place to go to. So it's important that if you know anybody that goes to, you know, you have to be there for them.
Right. And they need people to, everyone's going to go on a journey someday. And so wherever that journey ends out, you know, that it will be each one of us and our choices, but being there with them, you know, it's so important. And it may not be necessarily the hospice that would be something that, oh no, not me, but maybe something else that in your life. And you know, there's people in here I know that play guitar or do music, and there's somehow you can share that music with somebody that can inspire a child to, I want to be a singer, or I want to play the piano or the guitar. And we can inspire others to do by sharing our own gifts. Can you think of any different ways that maybe I haven't mentioned of a way to share something that you have? Anybody? Yes.
Some years ago, I had a girlfriend, had a little brother who was around 10, 11 years old, and he constantly was being bullied at school by this kid. And getting off the bus one time, I actually seen it in person. So I pretty much broke it up or whatever and told the kid, like, in about a month and a half, I'm going to let you guys actually box and would actually hit here in gloves and settle this. So for that time being, I actually taught him the basics of boxing so he could protect himself and handle himself. And actually, in that month and a half span, he learned a lot and he was able to defeat his opponent, and the kid, they actually became best friends, and I believe they're still actually friends.
And he's going to probably forever remember that too.
Yeah.
That you did that for him, gave him that. Yes. Okay. Is anyone? Yes.
During, I guess, last year's summer, there's something called the Home of the Innocents. It's for, I guess, special needs adults, and I'm taking education courses to become a special education teacher. So I went there and volunteered during the summer and helped out, and they just need as much help as they can get. So it was kind of interesting to meet everybody that's there. How they can
Yes, it is. You'd be surprised at the hurting children out there that need help, whether it's educational or child abuse and stuff like that. Yes, get your hand up.
What he said actually reminded me of something that I'm doing right now. I'm part of a group called Unity Against Violence here at Dayton. And actually, we're trying to put in programs where it'll actually help kids stop some of the bullying, like physical fitness classes. Like he said, teaching them self-defense. And actually, we're all just going to the classes, and I said we're going to try and help them figure something out. Because me, I'm one of the fittest kids in my entire school. So.
Excellent sharing. I thank you all so much for sharing today, and I hope that maybe if this has caught a spark inside you somehow, to maybe that you'll want to share something that you have with somebody, even if it's to pick up the phone and call Grandma. Thank you.